create a workplace stress survey 2019. You have the opportunity to call this whatever you'd like, and this will take you through to the survey wizard. And so here it gives you the opportunity to put the name of your organisation and the logo, the name of the survey, example workplace stress survey or wellbeing initiative. I would always recommend putting the year in so you can identify the different years that you'll put down going forward, and so if you do decide to run a survey year after year, you can identify those really easily. Then it asks you to put in how many employees you're going to be sending the survey out to. Obviously this is approximately, and this is so we can look and see the survey results later and see what that score was for yourself. Also, just obviously, so if you've sent it out to 2,000 people and you've only got 1,000 back, there might be an area which you may want to push to try and get more respondents. You've also got an opportunity to put a URL or a web page, an intranet site, something that employees would see once they complete the survey online or on their phone. And it's an opportunity really while their eyes are on the screen to deliver them some extra information, or alternatively I've had other organisations piggyback 2 surveys together. That might be something that you'd like to do. You could also put some training after it, for example, so that you join them together. We say the survey normally takes about 15 minutes to complete. So if you did have to, for example, get them to complete something while they're doing it, that might be an opportunity for you. Here you can put a background behind the survey, so why you are doing what you're doing, what is the driving force behind it. You also can put in the expected completion date of the survey, 2012, and if you are running a paper survey, who you would like to hand it into. We do try and steer away from paper surveys for yourself, just because it does add a little bit more administrative burden. However, if it can't be avoided, there is an easy solution to that as well. But the more people you get to complete through the link, through the email, through the QR code, the more the results will come through automatically, rather than you having to do any data entry yourself. Here you can let employees know how feedback will be given, and obviously this might vary depending on if you're dealing with those based in an office to those based in a factory, because they'll have different demands on them and needs, so you might just want to consider whether you'll send them feedback through emails or team meetings. You can also include a management statement to encourage responses from your senior management team. Also, knowing that you've got senior management buy-in now means that any changes or areas that are identified will be taken seriously and hopefully given the uttermost focus. And so then we get to the demographics section. So what you can do here is this gives you an opportunity to filter the data to match those that represent your demographics of your organisation. So here we've got role. You can call it role or band or position. And these are some examples that you can use of role. So managers, supervisors, workers, heads of department, senior management. You can also split the data via departments, teams, sections or areas. Again, you can have up to as many as you'd like. I'll put 4 in. For example, here in our organisation, sales and marketing, distribution, warehouse, IT. And then you've got the option to put the data via multiple sites, locations, regions or offices, maximum 15. And again, you can filter the data via, say, York or Manchester, or it might be that you have 2 different buildings, in which case you want to see the different culture between one building and another, and you can also split the data via that later. Next, you can analyse the results by how long an employee has been doing their current role. This is important because they may have just started a new role and therefore in the 3 to 6 month period it might be quite new to them, they might be overwhelmed, they might not have had enough training, and so this could be quite a stressful period in any employee's time of life, going through a new position where they don't quite fully know if they're doing the right job, so that's something that you can identify. You can also analyse the results by the length of service an employee has been with you for. So Those who have been through an induction process with you often tend to know the stress policies and processes and what's available to them as they're quite new. Those who have been there for a long time, again, may not be aware of some of the policies that you've brought in, and so this might highlight their need for being made to be re-aware of some of those stress processes in place. You can also analyse the results by the types of work that people do. So here, office-based, home-based, warehouse-based. Again, this could be full-time or part-time. You can split this to represent your organisation. Then you can split the results by any of the following. So absence from work due to stress or depression and anxiety, absence from work, experience of work-related stress, absence from work due to work-related stress, and whether or not they're contractors. So again, you can filter the results by any of these. You then also have the option to include up to 6 free text questions. What these do is enable your employee to give a little bit more detail about certain areas that might be issues within the organisation, something that you'd like to be made more aware of. We give you some suggestions. For example, please give any suggestion that you feel will be the biggest improvement to your well-being at work. Have you had any experience of a situation that has adversely affected your well-being at work? You can also add your own questions, so you can specifically add some of your own questions as well. Something that might be, have you noticed our recent stress policy change? If so, please tell us where you've seen it. So that's an opportunity there for you to get some more in-depth feedback from your employees. And finally, you can tailor some of the terms used within the survey to match those recognised by your organisation. So you might not call them managers, line manager, you might call them boss or foreman. So you can change this so your employees will recognise what you're talking about. And finally, we just click build. So that's a really quick, simple way to go through and build the survey.